has created that need where people do not have options to choose when it comes to jobs, so they go into what's available.
So the onus lies on those who select. Those who select them must look out for those who have passion for this job.
Okay.
Through interview.
Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Dailies today.
Dailies today.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We're back on your radio again. Dailies today, sponsored by MTN Nigeria. I'm Sheriff Quadry.
And I'm Jimi Disu. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you, wherever you are. You can be a part of Dailies Today Wednesday edition, sponsored by MTN. By watching online right now on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. You need to search for it. It has a logo NI. Everything on the page. Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook. Same for YouTube, by the way, because we stream on YouTube as well. So you can see Jimmy and myself in the studio. Be a part of it. Log on. Let's know what you think about these headlines. Let's go to break and hear some messages from our sponsors, MTN Nigeria, and we'll be right back here to dig in.
Wake up, another better don't land. For those of now, whenever you see MTN SIM for over 15 days now, MTN they do win back package. Will be presidential welcome pack of 6 times your recharge when you load 50 naira and above. Yes, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not even 5. Now 6 times your recharge. Them go give you for credit and data. Your eyes don't clear, B. This one means if you recharge 100 naira, MTN go summon you with 600 naira credit plus free 100 MB data. If you go recharge 200 naira, now 1,200 naira credit go drop for your phone plus free 200 MB data. Just make sure say you use *161* recharge pin hash, take recharge and enjoy your bonus for up to 30 days. Now this type presidential welcome back I dey like. Make I go find my own MTN SIM, begin enjoy better.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Wake up, another better don't land. For those of now, whenever you see MTN SIM for over 15 days now, MTN they do win back package. Will be presidential welcome pack of 6 times your recharge when you load 50 naira and above. Yes, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not even 5. Now 6 times your recharge. Them go give you for credit and data. Your eyes don't clear, B. This one means if you recharge 100 naira, MTN go summon you with 600 naira credit plus free 100 MB data. If you go recharge 200 naira, now 1,200 naira credit go drop for your phone plus free 200 MB data. Just make sure say you use *161* recharge pin hash, take recharge and enjoy your bonus for up to 30 days. Now this type presidential welcome back I dey like. Make I go find my own MTN SIM, begin enjoy better.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Dailies today.
Dailies today.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Oh, yeah, so we're back. Thank you for joining us. If you're on Twitter, it's at Nigeria Info FM. We'll take your tweet as we go along on the show today. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Jimmy Disu is here. Let's start with a punching paper, Jimmy. Yeah. Outrage over IG's failure to stop looting. Cops, Sean Adamu's order. Well, let's do the outrage over IG's failure to stop looting. That's the headline from the Punch this morning.
Well, I think we found ourselves in some kind of dilemma that nobody has been able to explain. For reasons best known to whoever or whatever, we don't have police presence in the country. And the stories here say, for example, police failed to stop looting lawlessness in Abuja, and that even in Lagos, hoodlums harass Lagos residents as police fail to return to the streets. So we need for the Commissioner of Police, at least in our own constituency here, to tell us what exactly is going on. Are the policemen on strike? Are they on walk to rule? Have they been instructed not to make themselves visible, and why? Okay, what you do have is, thankfully, you have pockets of soldiers in strategic areas.
Right.
And they've made a kind of discreet drawback. But that has also left, has also created a vacuum in terms of traffic control. A few sprinkling of last mile here and there, who, by the way, their boss read the riot act to about 2 weeks ago before the crisis started.
Yeah.
I think the governor has to get down to this and let us know what exactly is going on.
What do you think is going on?
Well, what I do
can't
know-
see them anywhere.
No, what I do know is that at some point there was an instruction during the heat of the crisis for police to stay back, and that is understandable.
Yeah.
But now the crisis is under some kind of control. I also do know, for example, that during the mayhem in Surulere,
Yeah.
somebody told me that when they reported to Bode Thomas police station, especially, the people at the counter told them in the midst of that grief that, oh, I thought you people didn't want the police. I thought you were, why are you calling us now? So there's disenchantment amongst the police. And that is, when I say it's understandable, I don't mean it is right.
Yeah.
But you can understand and explain why they have that attitude. There is a lot of mind fencing and mind bending to do as far as the police goes, because generally now they might want to take things out on the populace. Okay, and it's an African thing, it's a Nigerian thing. Once you come under any form of attack, it means or criticism.
Yeah.
It means you don't like us, you don't want us. It's because
But
we are
should
black.
that be though?
It's because that shouldn't be, but that's the way we are. If things happen to you, things that you do by yourself, you say no. It's Sheriff next door.
Yeah.
It's because 3 days ago he asked me for an orange and I didn't give him. You know, we have this attitude.
Yeah.
And then look at what I face. He hates Tinubu. He hates Ambode. He hates once
Once you have a different opinion, a different view,
then it translates to hate, and that, of course, you would find amongst the police. They might be reluctant to come back to work, now, or are the police afraid to actually even show themselves?
Maybe that is the case.
Or are they ashamed to put on?
I think it's a fear part, Jimmy. I mean,
You think so?
Police were attacked. Brutally attacked.
Okay, let me ask you: do you think that an average policeman would feel safe walking the streets with his uniform?
Right now?
Right now?
No.
So there you go.
An average policeman?
Yes.
No.
Who is an average policeman?
A good policeman. An average
good
policeman. An average policeman might be those that are not on the street.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I mean, if I were a policeman, I'd think twice. Now on that dispensation, yes.
It's
because
scary.
Yes, because the level of whatever against them, you know, there must have been. And we should also forget that not all of them are the same.
Right.
We tend to want to paint them in the same color. There are things that we need to understand. Not all of them are the same. We created this monster in the first instance. So we are the ones, we should take blame, a lot of blame for the police force that eventually emerged. All said and done, we'd like to plead with the Commissioner of Police. We'd like to plead with his men. You know, I'd always said here that you must have a bit of sympathy for security forces, because if they are not available, then your own life is in danger.
Yeah.
But we'd like to plead with them, to say to them that, look, we all well that ends well, all be it temporarily. We actually, if I'm addressing policemen now, if you actually looked at it critically, we were trying to get you people to function properly.
Yeah.
Not that we hate you, you're part of us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So
I do completely.
There's going to be a lot of talking to and encouragement to police and get them to, because look, you can force a man to the river, you can't force him to drink. They'll all report in mufti at the police station, and with the level of discipline that you have, it's go to the checkpoint and say, God, I beg, I'm not fit.
I think it would take a lot, like you said. I think maybe
It'll take a lot.
psychological,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
issues need to be looked into.
It will take a lot, and that's why in the things that we do in future, we need to be careful.
Yeah.
That we do not throw the baby away with the bathwater. I mean, look at now. They say in certain areas like Baga, Fagba, Ikotun, Abule Egba, Kola areas of Alagbado, hoodlums were seen barricading roads, demanding money from motorists and motorcyclists conveying passengers to various destinations.
Yeah.
We can't have that continuing. Somebody has to dislodge that kind of thing.
Right.
And it says here that some armed hoodlums were said to have used dangerous weapons to rob unsuspecting members of the public of their valuables. 7 p.m. around Millennium Bridge in Abule Egba on Monday. Same problem. Right.
We can't have that. It needs to stop. We need the police back, please. Let's go to the nation, away from the punch for a bit. Suspect who burnt BRT buses, 518 others arrested. Southwest senators push for federal cash to rebuild Lagos.
Okay, let's take the crux of the story, which is the fact that 518 have been arrested. Now, this is a message to you young people, even all the ones that are robbing people are fagba. So we live in a high-tech era. There is always judgment day for you once you do anything in the public. Somebody, I saw, like I said, I saw some writers even took selfies and so on and so forth. You need to be very, very careful. You know, in the heat of that excitement, that is when you need the greatest control.
Right.
Okay? Now, these 518 have been arrested. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. I heard that some were caught. Look, you're 18, like the example I gave yesterday, you're 18. What are you going to be doing with the 63-inch TV that you stole? How are you going to sell it? I heard that there was on plainclothes, you know, making the rounds in the past 2-3 days, picking up young people trying to offload a TV that would have cost sometimes $1 million plus, trying to offload it for 100,000. So both the buyer and the seller. So back to, and these things are tagged. So back to what I'm saying now. The suspects who actually burnt the BRT buses.
Yeah.
You know, if care is not taken, might end up spending the next 10 years lining up to eat beans in correctional centers, which is another name for prisons, in case you don't know that.
I remember it's being said repeatedly that, look, looting is criminal, 100% criminal. And some people call to try and justify and rationalize.
Oh, there was a famous music. I don't want to raise issues with people in public, but there was a famous music star who tried to rationalize looting, and I said it's okay for you to rationalize. If it was your own place that was looted, how would you feel?
How would you feel?
It's not right. Yes, you might be angry.
Wrong.
You might be angry. I understand his logic that it's poverty that made people do it, but it doesn't make it right. Not only did you looted public property, which you are going to pay for because you're a taxpayer, it belongs to you.
Yeah.
Then you now want to loot people's private. What has ShopRite got to do with NSAS?
So
and put a lot of people into penury. All their life savings, their businesses, you wrecked it, and somebody is trying to justify it and say it's because they were angry. No. Young people out there, please note. Look, we've been involved in. So in our own time, even come to think of it, there wasn't much of cameras, phones, when we were much younger. But people still paid for it. A year later, they were still picking up people in campuses. 5 years later, some of us our phones were still being bugged. We have the phones at home, or those of us who parents had phones at home. 5-10 years later, you still get that mysterious person following you. You just get the feeling that somebody is following you. You're being tailed. There is something that works in this country that most people don't know.
Yeah.
The security system that is not seen, it functions well. If you are close to all the DSS, and you will know that the members of that unit are highly intelligent people.
Yes, they are.
Highly intelligent.
They are.
You know, so don't think that if you want to do the crime, then you should be ready to do the time. Don't think that you will get away with anything. I can assure you, Sheriff, all the photographs in the social media will be congregated. There'll be a large classroom of people, maybe 30 persons, and they'll be picking up faces. Picking up faces and filing them. People don't know the kind of country they are living in. If you knew the kind of country you're living in,
right?
I'm telling you, a lot of people, much more people, will be scared about the capability of the states. Any country, no matter how small.
Very true.
The state has the capacity to take the average person.
A lot of people don't know this.
They don't know this.
A lot of people don't know.
They don't know that. You know, I was trying to explain to them yesterday at 9 o'clock, for example, that even at international level, pictures and names are being noted. You want to travel somewhere 10 years from now, your name turns up in a master list. You're going in between countries, you're being called aside because all security force networks now have a common ground. You know, so we need to be careful. I'm not saying we shouldn't. No. When you do these things, be clear-minded. But we need to be careful so that the law is not, let me say safely, so that the law is not used against us. Okay?
Right.
Now, these 518 suspects that have been arrested, Where are their other fellow, their comrades? Why didn't they volunteer to say, as they are taking this 518,
you have to take me too.
You have to take me too. What he too? What he bear? What he jackpot? You know our old fashion. Yeah, I heard the new one now. It's jackpot.
What he jackpot?
And it brings me to something. Downtown, my people on Lagos Island, Utulu Manji Yarare. The people, in some cases, not in these cases, a crisis like this, the people who actually instigated will be sitting down drinking full English breakfast.
Yeah.
You'll be lining up to collect beans in correctional center. So we need to be, we do need to be careful. Okay, out there we do need to be careful.
Let's stay with the nation. Army denies shooting Lekki protesters. This is another report on page 4 of the nation this morning.
I don't know whether maybe I need to quickly nip over to Wazobia to make my comments on this one.
Why?
I can't. If I say it in English, it won't have that weight. I need to say it in pidgin English.
Yeah, say it.
This Wala don't tire me because if I say it in English that I'm fed up, it doesn't give you that
weight.
We as we speak, we don't even know what actually happened.
Yeah,
I'm confused. This one says that the army denied that NSAS protesters opened fire that the army denied that NSAS that the soldiers opened fire on. I thought the army said that they didn't even know these soldiers. So why are you denying that? I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. But the director of public relations of the division, Major General Lani Ochoba, said soldiers were involved in restoration order in the state on the invitation of the state government. I don't know which part of the Lekki crisis.
Yeah.
But when he was contacted, I think people were confused. Major Ochoba said he had nothing to add to the statement that he had made. Time will tell. That's all I will say. I will still plead with people: be careful. The news that you spread around. Okay.
Yeah.
If there's any job that is most difficult, is the one that we're doing right now, and you can see the care that I take in choosing words when Sheriff 2 is saying things. You can see that we are not going beyond what we have.
Right.
What Sheriff pays me for. At the end
excuse me.
At the end of every month.
Excuse me.
Paydays,
you can't set me up.
What Sheriff pays me for.
I'm not paying you anything.
It's to analyze.
I'm collecting from you, sir.
What Sheriff pays me for is to analyze the daily paper. So I play safe by talking about what I see in print.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'd like people to do the same. This is not a time for your fingers to be itching you to forward anything. Do what I do. I've been off social media now for a week.
Yeah, you said you were going to go off last week.
I'm off Twitter. I'm off Twitter. I'm off Instagram to some extent. I'm not going to get my mind muddled up.
Yeah.
And it is so easy for you to slip into trouble.
I know.
So it's best just the times we are in, Sheriff, are not normal. The times that we are in now are not normal. People need to understand that, and you need to tread cautiously.
Right, indeed. Let's see if we can squeeze in some comments. Let's see. Enoch Williams says, Uncle Jimmy, please stop saying NSAS protesters need to stop looting. None of us went to loot.
Yes, I do apologize if I came across like that. Yes, I apologize profusely. The looters just need to stop it. I apologize. I know that distinction, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the irony of all this is that the protesters themselves were so well behaved.
Yeah.
And I think
very organized.
Very, very well organized and well behaved. Yeah. How do I say it in pidgin English?
Pidgin. What is it with you and pidgin this morning?
I do it so But yes, it's a good comment that gentleman made.
Yeah.
And my apologies for that.
Let's take this one from the Punch newspaper. It says Sanwo-Olu orders COVID-19 compliance in markets. The governor thrown up on the markets.
Yes, that in fact that's the only reason. Just for those who don't buy papers or whatever and wait for this program to hear that all markets are open now.
Yeah.
Every day, thankfully, not as if they were closed anyway. A lot of markets had defied the governor's order, but now all markets are open. But it is important, the governor says, and I agree with him, that you comply with COVID-19, the rules that guard, the way we do our things because of COVID-19. COVID-19 is not going away. It has not gone. It's not going anywhere. For some funny reason, I think we don't have records yet as to know if you do have more people in the centers. But I think that for some funny reason, I just believe that a lot of us are asymptomatic.
I think so too.
I don't think I'm
Actually, I think so too. Boldly, I boldly think so.
I don't think I'm bold enough to surrender myself for a COVID test unless you put a gun to my head. Because I think a lot of us are asymptomatic. But we do need to be careful.
It doesn't mean we have to take that for granted.
I went to a market. I attempted to go to a market too over the weekend, and I ran back.
Okay.
The filth,
Yeah.
the stench, and everybody was having a field day. No mask, nothing. I covered my mask up to the point I couldn't even breathe under the mask. So I ran back to my car and just zoomed off. So we need to clean up the markets. Governor, force our people. We need to clean up the markets. Follow these protocols for our own sake.
Yeah.
For our own sake.
Indeed. Let's pick the vanguard right now. Let's leave the nation. Governors, minister, trade blames over looted palliatives. No, they laugh now. Governors, minister, trade blames over looted palliatives.
No,
that's the vanguard.
Because I hope people understood what I was saying yesterday. That all I said was that I would not find it odd that some government had a reserve of palliatives.
Yeah.
And it ended there. And I excused myself. I accused myself for trying to explain what could jolly well have happened.
Yeah.
So what we have now is that we are getting to get a fair idea of what it is. For instance, in Sokoto State, Tambuwal says that the when the distribution was being done,
Yeah.
He said that he says here, speaking while addressing citizens, says state had only received 2 categories of palliatives. According to him, the first relief materials came and so on and so forth. That as soon as this was achieved, the distribution was done, saying the delay in sharing of the second category was on the request of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Shadia Umar Farouk, who wanted to be around when so that might explain some of it. That okay, here are your COVID palliatives, but please, I want to be around. I want to take part in the photo ops and so on and so forth, so that I can also take the glory of giving palliatives. Thank God we're on radio. If it was private, the kind of what I would have said. And then
she wanted to be around.
Yeah, we're making day there, I must show, Minister must show that, everything in Nigeria is politics. And then Ondo State on his part said he had no reason to hoard palliatives. And he says that in Lagos, the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has maintained that the distribution for COVID palliatives was ongoing before it was halted due to NSAS process. So the governor is saying that what you found in the warehouse was part of
just
the
leftovers,
ongoing exercise.
Yeah.
It would be nice if you could give us a daily account of how many were being given out a day before the NSAS, whatever happened. Nigeria is a Gestapo country. It's a country of
an
magic.
interesting country.
It's a very interesting country. It's a country of magic. There was a local government chairman here who kept the palliatives. He wanted to hire on the honestly, my people, that's why I'm bringing Diabomi today, because we need a bit of relief. If you don't look at the funny side of, you will run crazy.
You just go mad.
Just
go mad.
I was telling Bolisho downstairs. Yeah. Bolisho is my guest. I was telling her that look, I went off to social media because you will run. If you see the number of videos I have seen, some of them are bizarre. Yeah. Some of them are 5-year-old videos which you are now ascribed, like the one where Obasanjo was running to catch a fly.
Yeah.
They put in the
voice on it. I saw the video. I mean, you just go crazy, honestly. Jimmy, we have to begin to wrap off right now. Yeah. But let's quickly take some messages before we go on this break, because we'll still come back to ask what is up on Diabomi. Let's go to YouTube to take some messages that are here. We have loads of them. Let's start with Olufemi Motayo. Olufemi says the army should stop saying should stop playing with our intelligence, please. There is more than enough evidence about the incident on that day. For anyone to say otherwise. Okay.
Well, I think it's better that you have an open mindset before you actually accuse the army. You know, when you say the army,
yeah,
you need to be. When I say you need to be careful, I just mean the choice of words. It might not be the army. You don't. There are all kinds of intrigues that have gotten into play. All kinds of intrigues. So, I'd like you to just sit back and just have an open mind. Don't give yourself a headache.
Yeah, so have an open mind about this, Jimmy. This person says, okay, wait. Okay. Messages just displaced his own. It says, Uncle Jimmy, palliatives were not looted, but gruesomely shared by the people who discovered it.
Okay, I defer to your superior knowledge of English.
Gruesomely shared.
I defer. You're right. You get PhD for English.
Let's get a break. When we return, we'll talk about Diabumi, what's coming up on Diabumi. Stay here on Nigeria Info Lagos. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, wake up, oh! Another better don't land. For those of now, whenever you see MTN SIM for over 15 days now, MTN they do win back package. Will be presidential welcome pack of 6 times your recharge when you load 50 naira and above. Yes, oh, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not even 5. Now 6 times your recharge. Them go give you for credit and data. Your eyes don't clear, B. This one means say if you recharge 100 naira.